If you've ever felt stuck in your job, unsure about your future, or quietly worried that life is moving forward but you are not, this video is for you. Many working professionals feel this way, but don't know how to explain it. Everything looks fine on the outside, yet something feels missing inside. In this video, I'm sharing a summary of the book Skills Beyond the Job: Why Learning While Working Secures Your Future. It's not just about careers or skills, it's about growth, identity, and becoming the version of yourself your future depends on. If you've been feeling tired, confused, or restless about where your life is heading, stay with me till the end. Skills Beyond the Job: Why Learning While Working Secures Your Future. There comes a stage in almost every working adult's life when something feels off, even though everything looks fine on the outside. You have a job, you have routine, you have responsibilities, you are doing what you're supposed to do. Yet somewhere deep inside, a quiet discomfort begins to grow. You don't feel excited anymore. You don't feel challenged. You don't feel like you are becoming someone new. You are busy, but you are not growing. This book, Skills Beyond the Job, begins exactly from that silent realization. The core idea of this book is simple but uncomfortable. Your job is not designed to grow you. It is designed to use your current abilities, not expand them. In the beginning of your career, everything feels like growth because everything is new. But as years pass, learning slows down, curiosity fades, routine takes over, and without realizing it, you start repeating the same year of life again and again, only with different dates. This is where most people get stuck, not because they are lazy or incapable, but because they confuse stability with growth. The book explains that stability without learning slowly becomes emotional suffocation. You may feel safe, but you also feel trapped. You may feel grateful, but you also feel unfulfilled. And this inner conflict creates guilt. Guilt for wanting more. Guilt for feeling dissatisfied. Guilt for dreaming beyond your current life. One of the strongest messages of the book is feeling stuck is not failure, it is a signal. It is your mind and identity telling you that they have outgrown the environment you are in. Growth always begins with discomfort, and the moment you feel restless is often the moment your next version is trying to emerge. The book goes deep into the psychology of working adults and explains why learning becomes harder as we grow older. As children, we learn naturally. As adults, fear replaces curiosity. Fear of failure, fear of looking stupid, fear of starting again, fear of wasting time, fear of uncertainty. Work culture reinforces this fear by rewarding performance, not exploration. Slowly, people stop learning not because they don't want to, but because the environment no longer supports it. This is why the book emphasizes that learning after office hours is not extra work, it is self-preservation. What you do after office hours often decides what your life will look like 5 years later. Your job may pay your bills, but your skills decide your future. Jobs can change. Companies can restructure, roles can disappear, but skills stay with you. Skills move with you. Skills protect you. Another powerful theme in the book is identity loss. Many people unknowingly attach their entire identity to their job role. When work goes well, they feel confident. When work stagnates, their self-worth collapses. The book explains that this is dangerous because your job is something you do, not who you are. When learning stops, identity shrinks. When learning resumes, identity expands. The book also talks about the emotional damage of staying too long in the same mental state. You may not notice it daily, but over years it shows up as low confidence, comparison, mental exhaustion, lack of motivation, and fear of the future. People often think they need motivation to fix this, but the book makes it clear: motivation is temporary, competence is permanent. Confidence does not come from positive thinking. It comes from knowing you can handle what's coming. Learning rebuilds that confidence. Every new skill you learn sends a signal to your brain that you are capable of growth. Slowly, fear reduces, clarity increases, direction appears. You may not know exactly where you're going, but you stop feeling lost. You stop feeling powerless. You start trusting yourself again. One of the most relatable parts of the book is where it talks about outgrowing people and environments. Growth is lonely. When you start learning and evolving, not everyone around you will understand it. Some will feel uncomfortable. Some will stay the same. Some relationships will change silently. The book doesn't romanticize this pain, but it explains it honestly. Outgrowing your environment is a sign of evolution, not arrogance. The book also addresses a hard truth. Many people return to old patterns even after growing. They doubt themselves again. They feel fear again. They feel stuck again. And this makes them think they are failing. But the book reframes this completely. Growth is not linear. Healing happens in layers. Returning to old patterns doesn't erase progress. It reveals deeper levels of awareness. Each time you return, you rise a little higher. As the chapters progress, the focus shifts from pain to possibility. The book explains that the future feels scary, not because it is dangerous, but because it is undefined. The mind hates uncertainty, but learning prepares you for uncertainty. It doesn't remove fear, it gives you the strength to walk with it. When you keep learning, the future stops feeling like a threat and starts feeling like a canvas. One of the most important realizations the book leaves you with is this: you don't need to quit your job to change your life. You need to outgrow the version of yourself that routine created. Change doesn't begin with drastic action. It begins with small, consistent learning. One skill, 1 hour, one decision, repeated over time. By the end of the book, the message becomes clear. You were never behind. You were never broken. You were never incapable. You simply paused your growth. And the moment you decide to learn again, everything begins to shift. Your mindset, your confidence, your identity, and eventually your opportunities. Skills Beyond the Job is not just a book about careers or skills. It is a book about becoming, about remembering that you are allowed to grow at any stage of life, about understanding that your future depends less on the company you work for and more on the person you are becoming. The book closes with a powerful truth. Your job is not your future. Your skills are not just tools. They are your security, your confidence, and your freedom. And your future begins the moment you decide to grow again. If this summary resonated with you, the full book goes much deeper into these ideas, with emotional clarity, real psychological insights, and practical direction for working adults. If you've ever felt stuck, tired, or unsure about your future, this book might help you understand why, and more importantly, what to do next.